With deals this nasty, come on down and see if you can match our freak. Don't you love when brands use trends? I love that. I like it. It breaks it up. It kind of shows you that they're relatable, that they get it too. What is it? I don't even know if I get it, but they get it. I know that they get it because they use those words. And I like that. I love trends. I'm a big trend guy. I don't surf, but I'll hop on a wave if it's a trend. And what's another trend, huh? Icks. We used to do that. Remember icks? I feel like it still gets talked about. People still talk about icks. It's like an evergreen trend. Ooh, that's a social media jackpot right there. A trend that will last forever. Well, that's kind of an oxymoron, right? Jumbo shrimp, evergreen trend. That doesn't work. But there's some trends, right? They kind of like stand the test of time. But I think people still talk about icks, but they're not as hot topic as they used to be. Shout out to every mall in the suburbs. Hot topic. But what is an ick? What's a good ick? Does anyone have a good ick? I remember I was at my sister's birthday party the other day. It seems like everything happens the other day. See, everything happens the other day and everything will happen tomorrow. That's kind of how my life operates. When's the best time to do something? Tomorrow. Seems like everything happens tomorrow. Yeah, I need to get a life outside of a corporate job because it truly is eating away at my my lexicon, my vernacular, my everyday speech. Man, how's the weather? Oh, Q2 weather's been great. What am I doing? Yeah. But at my sister's birthday party, one of her friends, she decided to reignite this trend, right? Talk about icks. She was like, what's an ick? What's an ick of yours, Gauruv? I was like, I don't know. I don't give it much thought. She was like, just throw one out there. I was like, okay. Animal abuse. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah. She's like, that's not an ick. I'm like, what? Really? I don't know where your morals stand, but I would certainly draw the line at animal abuse. She's like, well, no, that's not an ick. I'm like, yeah, it is. If your partner abused animals, would you like that? She's like, no, of course not. I'm like, I rest my case. I think you could probably upgrade that to a red flag, but I'll be bold. Yeah, I'll say that animal abuse is an ick of mine. I see you abuse an animal, kind of a turn off. That's a weird way to say that, but you know what I mean? That's, ooh. Yeah, I love you, but when you punted that hamster, it kind of, I don't know, it made me feel some type of way. And not like in a nice way, like not in a rom-com way where, ooh, butterflies, like, what is this? Will they, won't they? No, I went out back and I just threw up in an industrial sized trash can and it still wasn't enough. Yeah, I even got down to bile at a certain point. That's how disgusted I was. But what's another ick? I got one. Oh, well, no, it's okay. I'll go. I think mortality is an ick. I was thinking about it, right? What do you want out of a partner? Reliability. You can count on them. They'll be there no matter what. But you're telling me that people die? What do you mean? Wait, one day you're not going to be here for good? It's not very reliable. I think mortality is an ick. You want to count on this person. You want them to be there no matter what, you know? Anytime you need them, they'll be there. But one day they won't be there. Ew. What an ick, am I right? How can you count on them if one day they're going to peace out? Or as Matthew McConaughey says, move on. That's how he talks about people that have passed. He says, oh, they moved on? No, they didn't. Matt, it's not like they lost interest in a book and they found another book. They died. Don't say move on. You make it seem like they just kind of pivoted. Nah. That was a hard stop for them. I think that's kind of an ick. Mortality. The fact that you can die, that's fucking gross, man. You're telling me you're not going to be here one day. You're telling me there will be a day when I want to call you and I won't be able to. I'll have your number in my phone. I'll call it. I'll leave you a voicemail. I'll leave it, but you won't ever hear it. That's disgusting of you. That's, you know what? Selfish, if I'm being honest. Yeah. But you can probably seek solace in the fact that it won't be targeted, right? When that person passes, moves on, it's not like just one person can't talk to him. No one can talk to him. So that way I get it. Okay, your partner is absolved from having an ick, giving you the ick, because they won't just be dead to you. They'll be dead to everyone. That's true. But that won't stop you from grieving. Obviously, grief is a real thing. Grief is bad. Well, grief feels bad. It just happens. I don't know if it's inherently bad. I remember there's a book I read, The Midnight Library, and one of the most beautiful ideas came from that book. One of the most beautiful ideas I think I've ever come across, I read about in that book. It was the idea that fire has no motive. So if a fire destroys a house, it didn't do that out of malice, out of spite. Fire just behaves the way it does. Fire doesn't have any intent. It simply is. And that book introduced me to that idea, and I think that's so awesome. I forgot why I brought that up. But grief. Oh, yes. Grief, it has no intent. It doesn't mean to hurt. It just is. It's the way it is. And in a certain lens, it can be beautiful. You can use grief in a good way. I think Stephen Colbert talked about it. I think he tragically lost some of his family members. I forgot who it was exactly in his family, but I think he was doing an interview with Anderson Cooper. And Anderson, I think, had just lost someone in his life. And he asked Stephen, how did you manage? It hurts so much. How did you manage? What did you take away from that? What were the lessons? And Stephen Colbert talks about how, yes, it hurts, but it gives you the capacity to understand others. Once you've experienced such a tragic thing, if someone else experiences that, you know exactly how they feel. If someone's lost a pet, and I don't just mean it went around the corner, I mean, I don't mean the pet moved on, I mean the pet got hit by a fucking car. If someone's childhood pet died, I could relate to them. We lost our black lab a few years ago, Maggie. And so if someone ever loses a childhood pet, I know what that feels like. I think we got Maggie when I was in 3rd grade. And so if anyone ever talks about losing a pet, losing a childhood pet, or just any pet, I guess, I know what that feeling. So it allows me to feel that more deeply when they tell me. Versus someone that maybe hasn't had that experience. You could tell them like, oh, I lost my pet. They're like, where's the last place you saw them? It's like, it's not like that. They moved on. It's like, oh, to bigger and better things? No, man, they're dead. God damn it, Matt. This is why we don't talk as much. But yeah, if you tell someone that's never lost a pet that you lost a pet, what are they going to say? They're like, oh man, I know that sucks, but I have no idea what that feels like. So that's the thing. Grief, it sucks. It hurts. But it gives you the capacity for understanding, which is nice. It's just kind of a silver lining, I guess, a little byproduct. It's like if they started putting toys in Raisin Bran. It's like, yeah, you got to eat Raisin Bran. But at least you get a nice little thing in there, right? You get a little light up R2D2 spoon. Yeah, you ate Raisin Bran, but you got a nice little knick-knack. A nice little curio. Isn't that fun? And so this got me thinking. I'm an engineer. Never been to med school. It's like a black box to me. I have no idea what happens in med school because I've never been. So it got me thinking. In med school, they probably get every disease, right? Right? They probably go around licking doorknobs that way that they can experience what their patients will feel in the future. That only makes sense. Or else what? I go to a doctor, I'm like, oh, it feels like this. And they're going to be like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, you can describe it as much as you want, but I don't know what that feels like myself because I'm a doctor. I'm naturally just healthy. That's what happens. If you're naturally a healthy person, you become a doctor, which is so counterintuitive, right? because they don't know what I'm talking about. So it got me thinking, yeah, wait, do doctors in med school, again, I don't know what happens in med school, but is med school just taste testing a bunch of diseases and stuff? Like I said, do they go around licking doorknobs and kind of coming back and being like, all right, let's see if I can work through this? Go ahead, turn to your partner and tell them what part of your body hurts after throwing yourself off a 1-story building. And remember, let's keep that 1-story building below 10 feet. Okay? That could be fatal, is what we call it. We don't want you to move on. Okay? Well, we want you to move on in the curriculum, but we don't want you to move on. Do you get what I'm saying, class? Yeah, turn to your partner and tell them, and I hope you guys didn't lick the same doorknob, or else you can't compound your learning. If you guys both have the same shit, you're not going to learn anything. The important, class, this activity, this exercise is only helpful if you guys are licking different doorknobs. You understand that, right? It's like when teachers were like, this lesson is only helpful if you guys did the reading. You guys did the reading, right? You guys ate urinal cakes over the weekend to see what disease you would get? That's gross. That's disgusting. But it got me wondering, yeah, is that what happens in med school? I have no idea what happens in med school. Can you tell me? I'm not sure what goes on there. And they're doctors, right? They're probably smart about it too. They save the big ones for the 3-day weekends. STDs. Class, save STDs for Memorial Day weekend, okay? So you can really go out there and get them. Because that's the only way, right? If you go to a doctor, I'm going to feel like a fucking idiot. If I go to a doctor, I'm like, yeah, there's like this pain in my like left thigh. It feels like a pinching. I don't really know how to describe it. It'd be great if they were like, oh, yeah. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about because I got that back when I studied. I go to the doctor, I get nervous. I get kind of, I feel like I'm giving my doctor the ick, basically. Because I'm trying to describe a thing that hurts, but I can't describe it. And it's like, ooh, at what point do you just kind of be like, actually, you know what? Fine. No, it's fine. I'll just live with it. Yeah, it's like a shooting pain. Like, it goes from like my hamstring to my knee. They just don't look at you with any kind of recognition of what you're talking about. So you just kind of eject out of the conversation earlier. You're like, yeah, I'm sure it's nothing. I mean, like my whole leg is purple, but oh, I got a head start on Halloween, huh? Maybe I'll be Grimace. So yeah, maybe let me know. Could you let me know? How is that? Med school? Did any of you guys go to that? What is it like? Am I right? I gotta be right? I hope I'm right. Or else, what, I'm gonna go to the doctor and they're not gonna know what I'm talking about? There used to be those commercials when we grew up, right? I forgot what car repair place it was, but there was this car repair place and their whole advertising was centered around the idea that you can go to them, make some weird fucking noise, and they'll be like, I know what you're talking about. You can go to this car repair place. You can be like, yeah, my car is going. Do you know what that is? They're like, yep, carburetor is fucked. So, yep, that's the official diagnosis. Yeah, my car is going. And it's like, yeah, you drive a Scion. Because you drive a box. Am I right? That's a lot of different references you have to get for that joke. That's also fucking weird, right? Scions? Is that the car that was advertised where they put hamsters inside of it? I loved it. Oh, I ate it up. Trust me. Like I said, I love when these companies hop on trends. And apparently hamsters were trending back then because, ooh, that shit hit. I saw a hamster in a box car, and that was my metaphorical G-spot. God damn, they hit it. But there was a car repair place, right? Growing up, where the whole commercial is like, yeah, it's making like a noise, and they're like, yeah, your trunk automatic button isn't working. It's like that. Nope, can't be that. That's, I don't know shit about cars or cars about shit, but that can't be right. So I would only hope that doctors would do the same thing. I'd go there, describe a certain feeling, and they'll be like, oh, say less. Hey, you and me, pal. Summer of 2012. I remember that feeling very well. Yep. It was the mess hall doorknob that I licked to get that one. Yep. Crazy how it happened, right? Did you lick a... Nope, you didn't. Right, because people don't do that. My bad. I apologize. Speaking of trends, there's a TikTok trend. You know what? It's weird. There's like a overlying trend, but then it manifests in different ways. Let me explain. There is a trend that it has existed and it will always exist, where someone is not wearing like any makeup, or they maybe look, a little beat up, and then they wave their hand in front of the camera, and then one time you go like this, and boom, they look fucking great. Typically, it's because they've cleaned the shit off their face, or they put makeup on. Addition by subtraction or addition by addition, it can go either way. And I came across one of those videos the other day when I was scrolling on the TikTok, and I read the comments, and everyone was like very supportive upon first glance, right? Because you see all these comments and people are like, yes, girl, slay. Oh my God, you look so good. Like my after picture looks like your before picture. But there's some people that are just a little too complimentary, and that weirds me out, right? Because if you show a before picture and it's just you normal, fresh face, no makeup, whatever, and then you flip to the after picture, if you are too complimentary, I feel like that's bad. Because the comment is basically saying, yes, cover that shit up. Yeah. Whatever you did to hide what you normally look like, do that more. I think the more you don't look like you naturally, that's going to work in your favor, bud. You should keep that up. And that's not a good compliment to get. To be like, yes, oh my God. Ooh, hey, the before picture was rough, but what you got going after, good stuff. I would never even look at the before thing. It's like, what did you do to make the before pic? I didn't do anything. That was just me. I just look like that. Oh. Wow, I'm sorry. There wasn't like a filter or anything? Really? Because I could have sworn the after picture, like your eyes were like closer together. You didn't do the... Okay. I don't know. But yeah, if you get too complimentary with the after picture, that's... Ooh. I would... that would sit with me for a few... No, that would sit with me forever, actually. All these comments, you probably think, oh, he probably loves getting these comments, but I would look at that and be like, oh. But yeah, that would depress me. I was looking at that, and that's the thing. That trend always manifests in like weird ways. Like there are some where people, they like dirty themselves up, and then they like just fucking, I don't know what they do, but they just like, wasn't there one where people tried to make it look like they got like beat up or something, and then they got rid of the makeup, and that was like a weird thing, right? I think that was during the pandemic. I forgot when that happened, but yeah, that trend always exists, and it'll just look different in different times. And so I just feel for the people who get too heavy of compliments on the after picture. That must hurt, right? Wow, look like this all the time, huh? I don't know, something about this look, it suits you. I don't know what it is. You're just wearing a mask. Yeah, this is definitely you. A hockey mask? I could see you in this more often. You have that problem, right? You were saying you don't think you're very approachable? This could be the ticket. This could be your key, bud. Yeah, cover that thing. It's not good up there. But you can touch yourself up with AI. Whoa, that AO. What did this guy just say? No, I said you can touch yourself up. Not, you're disgusting. You can touch yourself up with AI nowadays, right? And speaking about AI, I was thinking about it. I think, going back to mortality, I don't think anyone will die ever again. To the living. Living people will be able to experience everyone that's ever existed sometime in the future. Does that make sense what I just said? I think, hear me out, that in the future, you'll be able to create a 3D or like a real render of yourself that is just you, that talks like you with your voice and it looks like you and it has your mannerisms. I've been seeing these clips. Let me tell you the inspiration behind this idea. I've been seeing these clips of LeBron on like TikTok and like YouTube Shorts, Instagram, wherever they are. I don't know where they mostly hang out, but I've been seeing these TikToks of LeBron where it's just him in a post-game interview and they've added his voice and made his body and lips move the right way. And then he talks about something crazy. Like there was one, the one that comes to mind is him talking about, yeah, you know, back in whatever, like 40 BC, you know, my boy Icarus and I, we were hanging out and I told him, you know, don't fly too close to the sun. And lo and behold, what happened next? Icarus flew too close to the sun. Something like that. That's the TikTok.
I was stuck on the island of Crete with my boy Icarus. I was beginning to think we'd be stuck there forever, but then Icarus came up with a daring escape plan, making wings from feathers and wax. I took one look at that thing and was like, I'm 6'9", 250. I'm going to have to sit this one out. You know, just make sure you don't fly too close to the sun. That thing's hot as shit. It'll melt the wax and you'll fall to your death. Unfortunately, he got too cocky.
And I was like, man, this is so real. Like, I know it's fake, but there are people, the same people that get the text messages. They're like, hey, the IRS is going to come kill you if you don't press this link. Same people that press those links. You know, those things that are like, your Netflix password's been compromised. Oh, okay, yes. You don't even watch Netflix. Why do you care? You just have it so your family can. But the same people that get got by those are going to get got by LeBron, AI LeBron, talking about how, you know, he told David, you know, hey man, I don't know what it is, but I think you can defeat Goliath. There are those types of TikToks. I think they're so funny. But it got me thinking, they're doing this with LeBron. Fine. They're doing it with like a big celebrity. That makes sense. You would dedicate time and resources to doing a goof and a gaff like that. But sometime in the future, remember, AI sucked ass. You know, the commercial AI that you see on social media, AI has been around for decades. But the AI that exists in social media, it looked terrible just a handful of years ago. Which means a handful of years from now, it's going to be even more accessible, even better, too. Which means people can make AI models of just their friends with the push of a button, probably. And it got me thinking, that means I can probably talk to me. There's a question. I always like to do this with my friends. I think it's such a great question. If you're at a party, have fun. But if the party's starting to die out, here's a great question that you can ask. I love this one. Do you think you would get along with yourself? If there was an exact copy of yourself, I'm not talking like a clone or whatever. We're living in fantasy land for this situation. If you met yourself, it was truly a one-for-one example. It's not like a clone. It doesn't make sense. It's not possible right now. If you were to just interact with yourself, would you like yourself? I don't know what it is about me, but I have the utmost confidence I would love myself. I don't know, maybe I'm fucking cocky, but I truly think I would get along so well with myself. The reason I say that is because I know exactly why I do the things I do. The things I do that upset people, I know why I do those things. So I know exactly how to work around them. I know exactly how to work with myself. There's things you probably do, right? And people look at that and they're like, why the fuck do they do that? And I know that there's things I do that probably elicit that response from others. But I know exactly why I do things. So I would never get upset with myself because I'm like, oh yeah, of course you did that. Yeah. Hey, I texted you 17 days ago. You didn't respond? It's like, oh, yeah, my bad. It's like, oh no, you're not going to believe this. I'd do the same thing. It's like, hey, and he's handsome too. Start flirting with a clone of yourself. That's probably some dumb Black Mirror bullshit episode, right? That I've never watched the show, but and that's probably already been explored ad nauseum. That's a great phrase, ad nauseum. Can't spell it, but I think it's funny. You know what? If I tried, I bet I could spell it. I'm gonna try. But I truly think I would get along with myself because I also know the things that I know what to avoid, and I also know what to hit on. I know how to displease and please myself. Hey, yo, why do I keep saying stuff like this? But yeah, I truly think I would get along great with Gauruv. I think we would hit it off. I truly think we would. See, the thing is, apparently, it's like a thought exercise, and philosophers or psychology people always say that, no, you would hate yourself. Because the same things that people get pissed at you for, you're going to get pissed at that person. Only that person is you. But no, I know exactly I know exactly the things I do that make people upset. I would be expecting them. And so I think we would get along swimmingly. But apparently the true answer is like you would hate yourself. But I truly think I would love myself. Practice self-love, folks. That's all I'm saying here. But got me thinking, this isn't even hypothetical anymore. We will be able to do this in the future. We'll be able to talk to us, ourselves. AI will be so good at a point that we can talk to ourselves. And it got me thinking, wait a minute. Okay, yes, I know humans are predictable. That's why this AI would exist, because as random as humans are, there are patterns in the things we do, right? Like you have a friend. Think of your best friend right now. There is something that they've probably done where you're like, I knew you were going to do that. A friend of mine, the other week, actually, I got it done to me. I was hanging out in Davis with this person. We both went home, except I didn't go home. I went to Sweet and Shavery. And I told them this, and they were like, I knew you were going to go there. You're so predictable. I was like, damn, I am. And that's the thing. As random as humans are, we are a little bit predictable. And you have it with your friends too. You're like, oh, I know they're going to be late. They all are always late. I know they are. And when they get here late, I know what they're going to say. They're going to make up an excuse because I know them. And the thing is, AI, it works with, current data to map future decisions. So that's the thing. AI will be able to predict what you're going to do before you even do it. That's kind of the scary / magic part of it all. So it got me thinking, okay, if I was to talk to AI Gauruv, what would he say? And I know the first thing he would say. He would make some dumbass joke about how, oh, look, I'm AI. You probably don't believe I'm me. For example, if I'm AI Gauruv, this is what I would say to Gauruv. I would say, hey, I'm you, but AI. I know. Me admitting that probably means that, oh, am I even real? I would make some stupid fucking joke, right? I would admit that I'm AI just to get it out of the way. And then once we move past that, it's basically like I'm just talking to myself. Because I've jumped the hurdle of, okay, you're AI. I get it. But we can move on now. And that's why I think no one's going to be dead in the future. To the living. That's the thing. You can interface with anyone from the past as long as there's enough data on their behavior, because these models will be so good that it will be as if you are talking to them, and they will talk as if they are you, because they don't just use current data, they use current data to map future decisions. So they will have a conversation as if they truly are you having independent thoughts. Do you know what I'm saying here? So it got me thinking, wait a minute. If you are able to get over that hurdle of the idea that this AI model doesn't have a soul, you can convince yourself that person is still alive and you're talking to them. And that's dark. So I guess in the future, no. You will no longer have to grieve. As long as you can accept the fact that the person you're talking to does not have a soul, they will still be alive. Isn't that fucking dark? Isn't that weird? But I think it's a thing that will happen in the future. You'll be able to talk to yourself or anyone from the past as if they are still alive. It'll be like a FaceTime call. I know parents are going to go crazy. You know, parents always tell their kids, like, oh no, your dog just went to a ranch. Now you can FaceTime the dog and the dog can act as if the dog was still alive. Now, instead of parents telling their kids that the just pets went to the ranch, they can tell the kids anyone in their life went to the ranch. You can FaceTime them if you want. This is fucked. It's so fucked. But it's true, isn't it? I wonder if that's going to be a thing. Parents will keep dead relatives from their kids by being like, no, they're just on a long vacation, buddy. You can talk to them if you want. And then the kids start getting suspicious. Wait, why are they always available? They start insulting the AI version of their grandparents. Man, grandpa's always fucking available. Doesn't he have any friends? Like, why is he so lonely? Does the ranch not allow you to bring people? Like, where's grandma? Is she there with him? What the fuck? Why aren't they together? That's the next thing they would have to work on. Two AI people in the same room talking to you. Ooh, that's going to be tough. But baby steps, folks. We'll get there. Not that anyone wants to get there, because it's fucking dark as fuck. But yeah, I wrote down here, I know the AI version of myself would make a joke about the fact that I am AI. So if because AI people would carry on conversations like you would still exist to the other person and it could be perceived as real as long as they can get over the hurdle of the fact that the AI person's not real. Do you know what I just described? I don't even know what the fuck I just said. Basically, I'm saying mortality is no longer an ick because we're all going to be immortal one day. We just won't know it. Will it be like Bruce Willis, right? Didn't he sign his likeness away to Hollywood so that they can use him? That'll be everyone. Then we can all be in every movie for the rest of the time. We can be in everyone's life for the rest of the time. Is that fun? No, you'll have moved on for sure. But people that are alive can still talk to you. That's fucked. I hope no one is high listening to this podcast. I made a strawberry banana smoothie this week. You guys ever have one of those? It's like the most basic flavor. Isn't that weird? Every place that has smoothies, they have that one at least. Why is that the one? Is it because strawberries and bananas are like so accessible? But strawberries, aren't they a summer fruit? Like, you know those stands on the side of the road, you see people selling like fresh strawberries. Those don't exist year round because strawberries are only for really the summer. That's when they're the most poppin'. So why are strawberry bananas year round? Where are you getting those strawberries? Are you freezing them? Is that like, do you think frozen strawberries and frozen fruits are like the introduction to cryogenics? Do you think a frozen strawberry is going to eventually lead to Walt Disney being alive one day? Do you know about this? Have I already talked about this? Walt Disney, the whole idea that his head is frozen and it's under Disneyland. Have I talked about that? Or do you know about that? But once they figure out the whole strawberry thing, because that's the thing, we're growing a bunch of strawberries in summer, we're keeping them, and then what? I just have frozen strawberries available for purchase in December? How's that possible? Well, because you freeze them. And it stores them for a good amount of time. Is frozen fruit just a pet project for the cryogenic experts? You know how they test on mice first with stuff? Do you think they're testing on fruit first? So that Walt Disney can come back one day? I'm not gonna lie, if Walt Disney came back, I feel like he would hate the park, you know? I can't say why he would. Not that I know it, I can't say. I'm unable to come up with a conclusion as to why he would hate Disneyland. I just feel like he would. I feel like it's too modern and be like, nah. It's not my speed. Matterhorn? Yeah, Matterhorn? More like it doesn't matter to me. I've been frozen for so long. I'm horny. Okay. Well, Walt Disney comes out just ready to fuck. Okay. But yeah, I made a strawberry banana smoothie this week, and I wanted to make sure I get the proportions right. Because I know, okay, what would you guess are the ingredients to a strawberry smoothie? Strawberry and bananas? Wait, what have I been saying this whole time? Strawberry banana smoothie, right? Have I been saying that? Yeah, you would put both those things. But isn't there like a little bit of milk involved? Isn't there some ice involved? Aren't there other things? So I looked it up. I'm like, what is a simple strawberry banana smoothie recipe? And what the fuck? Why? There are so many recipes out there, and none of them are clear. They say, yes, you need strawberries, bananas, ice, Greek yogurt, milk, and then you mix them all. I'm like, yes, but how much? They're like, yeah, use them all. I'm like, no, hey, come back here. I have a follow-up question. I need to know how many of each thing. Yep, you got it, bud. You got it. It's like, no. The internet is like a bad teacher. They're like, I gave you the tools. I'm like, yeah, but what do I do with them? They're like, you got it. I don't have the intuition to figure this out. I need you to hold my hand. Lead me through this thing. And I looked through a handful of recipes. And I was terrified. Because I found a recipe that had cauliflower and vanilla extract. Remember, this is a strawberry banana smoothie. What the hell is cauliflower doing in that thing? That is... People... I don't know what PR team, the marketing team, what publicist cauliflower has, but they got to give them a raise. Because that shit is appearing in everything. Cauliflower wings, that was a big break for cauliflower. Why does cauliflower keep finding its way into things? People have been adding green dye to it, trying to pass it off as broccoli. I see you. You're not going to get past that one over on me. But yeah, this person was like, put cauliflower in your smoothie. I said, no, thank you. What's all this mumbo jumbo? Why can't we just have strawberries and bananas back in the old days, how it used to be, huh? They're fucking it all up nowadays, adding too much. But cauliflower kind of felt extreme. That felt like they were overstepping. You give a mouse a cookie, it asks for milk. You give them strawberries, bananas, they're like, add cauliflower. Fuck off. Don't come in here with that, okay? What are you doing in life that you need to implement cauliflower that bad into your diet that you're like, I'll put this in a strawberry banana smoothie? People put protein powder in everything, right? And it makes sense because it adds protein. What does cauliflower add? I have no idea. Again, I don't know the nutritional value of the cauliflower. I don't even know how you would measure cauliflower in a unit. Is it 1 bushel, 1 head? I don't know. But what is cauliflower giving you that you're like, I'm going to fuck this smoothie up? This is so good. I'm going to ruin this smoothie entirely. What do I not know about cauliflower? Is that the key to immortality? AI no more. Cauliflower. That's the way to go. I don't know. But hey, thanks, by the way, last week for all the likes, all the comments. Again, we got to get my stock up. I'm a guy with a podcast. So make sure you like the video, leave a comment again, and tell me, what happens in med school? That's my open question. Ask around, ask your friends, because I don't know. But I assume they're probably licking doorknobs. All right? Let me know. Because that can't be right? So yeah, I'm going to go make a strawberry banana smoothie with cauliflower and vanilla extract. And I will talk at you next week. Okay?